Yeah, hi guys, this is Pradeep Shivasto. Today I'm going to cover a topic on rail logistics, railway logistics. I've been covering on various parts of logistics, and I felt I should put more focus on the rail logistics as well, because this is going to be a game changer in the coming years. And I wanted to discuss in detail a little more so that we have more clarity on this. Also, I think I covered some part of it, in my one of my videos of freight corridors, where I spoke about it, and many of you liked it. If you have not watched it, please get the details in the description box, and you can go and like that. You can go and watch the particular video. So we are going to discuss about rail logistics. Yeah, welcome to my channel. So when you discuss about rail logistics market, the type and the geography, the predicted rail logistics market globally from 21 to 26 is expected to be around 50.21 billion USD dollars USD. So when you discuss, okay, that is the kind of market it is. So it is 50.2 billion US dollars, and the CAGR on which the rail logistics is growing globally is 4.2%. So it's about 4%, to be very precise. So this is what is about the rail all across the world, right? The type of models which are used is intermodals, tank wagons, and freight cars. So you must be hearing about freight cars, and the first time when I heard about freight cars, I was not very clear what is freight cars. So freight cars are basically the bogies, you can say, in the Indian language, which are used in the railways for carrying the freight. So those are called freight cars, right? The geography of the entire rail market is basically in Europe, PAC, North America, Middle East, Africa, and South America. So that is how it is there. And rail logistics overall is increasingly, using cloud technology. So that is one thing, that the railways also is getting technologically advanced, so all across the world. Now when we come to India, so the rail freight market is also quite big, right? It is again, the cargo types are containerized models, which is called intermodal, non-containerized, and liquid bulk models. Okay, it is transportation and services which are actually using this, right? So in India, the Indian railway market, rail logistic market, is around 15 billion USD. That's what is estimated, and this is also again at a CAGR of 4%. So the rail logistics is growing by 4%. Why I am telling you this again and again is because the kind of efforts the government is putting into the railways, specifically for the logistics, apart from the other infrastructural changes they are doing, and improving on the passenger cars as well, it is very important to know this market, specifically for the logistics. Probably understand that railway logistics is also going to be covering a significant part of the country, right? So this, and probably rail logistics market in India is 15 billion. So if you see, the global market is estimated at 50 billion, this is at 15 billion, so you can understand the size of the market, which is large, right? So the Indian rail logistics network is the fourth largest in the world, right? Such huge is our country, and such huge is our logistics, right? 17% of India's freight is moved by railways, right? Whereas 71% goes by road. So that is the kind of sizable Indian freight market which is covered by the railways. Though here you generally have low value, high volume stuff moving in current scenario. I'm not saying others are not moving, but largely this. But in coming days, it is going to be more and more high sensitive goods, because the kind of efforts the government is doing is actually commendable, right? So this is very important. You must have heard just recently, a week before, it was announced by the finance minister, that the prime minister has inaugurated about 48 or 58 cargo terminals. Okay, so that is a development which is having. The freight corridors are in, the western corridor is in, the eastern corridor is in, There are, warehouses being built all across the freight corridors. You have free trade warehousing zones happening all, and then you have this cargo terminals. So the kind of effort which the government is putting is really commendable, and the major market trends shaping the Indian Railways freight transport is, the first one is digitization. So a lot of digitization is happening in the railway freight, right? So AI has a wide range of uses, including asset management, proactive management, and emergency notification. So that also there is a Swedish one firm called Train Brain, which is creating AI algorithms to increase the dependability on the public transportation. Right. Then there is another US based firm which is helping in the AI solutions to assist the rail operators. So that is the kind of developments which are going on. The volume of freight is increasing every year, and it will continue to increase. But with these developments and the infrastructure developments and the security which is required in the current scenario, security and handling, which is a major challenge in the railway transportation, is also being taken care of. In fact, the government is also attempting to decarbonize the rail industry, which is an extremely welcome move. So you will have most environmentally friendly mode of transportation. The government has aggressive net zero emission objectives, right? So that is what is important in this railways this thing. So there are a couple of market leaders in this. Basically it is Indian Railways, and let me not get into others because it can become debatable. All right. So this market is growing, will continue to grow, but it will have a little larger market share in my view. Let me also give a few more information about the railway logistics or the railway infrastructure, so that the perspective is clear. Yeah. The Indian Railways recorded the highest tonnages and the highest freight tonnages in the month of February, which was about 124 metric tons. Yeah. So that is the freight loading which happened in February. The railway sector of India aims to contribute about 1.5% to the country's GDP, right, by building infrastructure to support 45% of the modal freight. So this is one important thing. Another development is 2 dedicated freight forwarders, freight corridors have been started by the government. One is the western route, which is Western Freight Corridor, which is between Jawaharlal Nehru Port to Dadri, right? And the other one is the eastern route, which is between Ludhiana to Dankuni, right? And this is being fast tracked. Yeah, so there's a lot of work going there. The freight earnings have increased by 16% in the same period. So this is another interesting fact. There is a record electrification which has happened of 6,542 kilometers, which has been achieved by the Indian Railways. It is achieved in the Indian Railways history during the year 22-23. So there is a lot of new lines happening, doubling is happening, gauge conversions are happening. About 5,243 kilometers of conversion have been achieved, right, against 2,909 kilometers in 21-22. So if you see, there is a lot of work which is going on. There are 785 electric locomotive produced, right, in the financial year 22-23. Vande Bharat trains have started. Vande Bharat trains are also going to contribute to freight, which I will cover in a separate topic sometime. Yeah, you have Tejas Express services which has started, right? You have Kisan Rail trains which has started. So under the Union budget of 23, Indian Railways have been allocated an highest ever capital outlay of 29 billion USDs, right? So the last point is the average freight train speed has increased to 44.36 kilometers per hour during 21-22 compared to what was to 42.97 kilometers 21-21. So if you see, there's a huge difference, right? So the National Rail Plan aims to add the share of freight traffic from current 27% to 45% to by 2030. So that's the information which I wanted to give you guys. You already know that 48 cargo terminals have been inaugurated by the government. A lot of work is going on by the government. Railways are have got the focus which is required, and you are going to have a good rail logistics in India. Thank you. Thank you very much.